So welcome back to another exciting family week in Ghana. In today's video, we are continuing from the previous video we did by speaking with Samuel to look at his duck farm. We learned a lot, knowing that much about the business, the industry, and all of that about duck farming. Today, I had to learn some technicalities about duck farming, some farm management, what you're supposed to know if you intend to start your own duck farm. So yeah, that's what today I had to focus on. Before we get into the video, make sure you hit the red button to subscribe, put your notification on to get regular updates when I drop a new video, and please drop a thumbs up onto the video. Without much ado, let's get into it and let's learn more about duck farming.
I've covered this place, and then I keep them in here. I cover here as well, give them lights.
Oh, so they're just like if you're raising poultry birds?
Yes, but they die more easily than the poultry birds.
Wow,
because they hardly grow their feathers compared with birds. You can see these ones, they are about 2 months, and yet the feathers have not grown yet compared with poultry birds that can easily grow their feathers.
Okay.
And then just after 1 week, they don't like the heat anymore. So after a week, they don't go near the heat. So I allow them to play around, or even open them to this place.
Okay.
And as you can see, they like water a lot. So this place, throughout this place, is where they stay when they are young.
So
then,
how many old are they before you transfer them here?
From around 3 weeks, I transfer them to this place.
So around that time they've grown their wings and stuff?
The wings, is not well grown, but they don't like heat. Around that 3 weeks, they don't want enough any heat. Yeah. And around that time, they want to explore them more. If you open this place, they will go all over the place.
Yeah,
but we have to control them as well. So I bring them to this place to swim, give them fresh water all the time, feed them very well. All of them.
Okay. So with the eggs too, let's say when they lay eggs,
yeah.
How long does it take for them to hatch? For you to
It
get
takes
small ones?
31 days.
For the eggs to hatch?
Yes. For this very breed. This is Muscovy.
Okay, good.
The Muscovy cakes. There are different breeds of ducks.
Okay, so let's look at the breeds.
Yeah.
What are the various breeds you have?
For now, the main breed I have is the Muscovy. I have some few mallard there. I also brought some khaki Campbell. But those ones, because they don't produce so much, and looking at the space too, I don't want to involve so much here because this is a residential area. So I want to restrict so many things that I'm supposed to do. That's why I say ducks and more. When I go to my main field, I'll add more bits or expand.
Okay. So among the breeds you mentioned, which ones are, let's say, are good for production? There are some that are good for, like let's say poultry for instance.
Yeah.
They have layers, they have broilers. Some that are mainly for meat, some that are mainly for...
Mainly, we should say for broilers.
Yeah.
People call this one meat duck. Yes. This one from between 4 to 6 months, they are good for consumption.
Okay.
From 4 months to 6 months. The male ones, around 4 months, you see that no, they are far grown. Yes.
So normally average ducks take how many months? 6 months mature.
People even consume it less than the 6 months. But looking at the markets that we have here in our country, and then the people who consume, for me, between 4 to 6 months is mature enough because we look at the size. The best over there are less than 6 months.
Wow.
But look at the size.
Yeah, they are heavy and stuff.
They're heavy. And yet you are going to sell this one, they are giving you a certain price that is not encouraging. Look at what you take to feed.
The cost, everything involved. And
so you better feed them to grow in size fast and then dispose them instead of keeping them to grow on their own.
Okay. So that's what I wanted to ask. So supposing I want to start, I want to do that as a starter. Which breeds should I go into?
For now, the breed that is normally consumed in Ghana is this mascot.
Mascot.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is how they look like.
Yeah, this is the mascot. This is their nature. That's a matured one. That one is about.
With the red.
Yeah, that's the male one. Those in the middle are female. That's their size. No matter how old they are, that will be their size.
For the females.
For the females, yes.
The males become more.
Yeah, they become bigger. So I also use this place for the mothers. They lay. So even though this place is for the babies, I have this place also kept about 3 coops there, where you have some mothers laying and then they'll hatch.
Oh, okay.
So another period of their hatchery or of their laying, they've just started.
Yeah.
That's how you see only 2. They are about 6. I normally keep about 7 mothers here.
Okay.
So currently I only have 6 because I'm disposing of the old mothers. So I only have 6 for now. And then they like laying in a very quiet, hidden place.
So I can see the other one is being disturbed because
Yes, yeah, that's
it's not feeling
it.
comfortable.
They don't like disturbance at all, and that will make them produce very well. So it's always best to.
So like, supposing they are laying eggs, how many would they like averagely do they lay?
They lay between 14. For mine, I always get around 14 to 18.
Wow.
Yeah, from
nice.
them between 14 to 18.
Interesting.
Yes, they are all sitting on their eggs. I would love to show you.
One
This
of the
one they
eggs.
just started laying, and then that's what they are doing. So they are preparing to start sitting on it.
So they hatch.
Yes.
But do you sell the eggs? Do people also buy the eggs to consume?
People or the demand is there for it, but I'm not
For now,
into
you're
the layers.
Okay.
I'm not into that because it will also require a lot of work, giving them the layers feed, and then look at the space I'm having.
Yeah, supposing they are out to lay.
Yes.
And stuff.
Yeah. So this place is not my permanent place, so that's why I do all this kind of mischief structures.
Okay.
And then there's another layers there that I'll go there.
The other pen.
Yes, the other pen. So you see.
So, but what? You can, if you suppose you get a bigger space, because once there's a demand for the eggs too,
Yeah. I can keep another place for because the feed that the layers take is different from
the one that
brothers.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. So the water to like how frequent do you change them?
I change the water 3 times a week.
3 times a week?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I fill this with not less than 400 liters
Of water.
of water. Not less than 400 liters. And even changing the water alone is not the work. You have to clean this place.
Before you put in the water.
Clean it very well. Especially during the rainy season, there is a disease called aspergillosis.
Interesting.
That affects them a
That's
lot. So when the water is kept there for long and all manner of wastewater comes to add to it, then it starts growing all manner of fungus or fungi diseases growing on the wall, and then that kills them a lot. So the place must be neat all the time. So I just took it upon myself to clean it 3 times a week. I scoop the water. The other side, when I was doing it, I was more serious about it. So I did the valve and then just open the valve and then the water comes out. So this one is more.
So you have to let scoop it out.
Yeah.
This
I
one.
scoop this one out. Scoop it out.
Oh, okay. And when they are young, to like what food do they eat? Like the food. The food you give them?
After 1 month of feeding them the broiler starter, they all feed on the same food.
Okay, so when they are mature, what feed do they eat?
The feed is there. We'll go there and see it.
Okay.
I use rice bran, wheat bran, fish meal, premix, then oyster shells or the egg shell.
They feed on eggshell, okay, grinded one.
Yeah.
Okay, where I can you saw some of the eggshells.
Yes, I've dried it. It should be very dry now. I'll send it to the mill. The bone mill to be grinded.
So you mix it with something else.
Yeah, I mix everything
Together.
Yes.
Okay.
And then sometimes when I get kitchen waste, I use it as well. I go to some school to get some kitchen waste. Just to reduce the cost.
The cost of the food. Because you spend less than 5 cedi per each bed for food.
Yes, that's because I use the kitchen waste.
Okay.
And if, without it, I go beyond that.
I understand.
It's always yes.
I understand. But like your birds are neat because some videos I've seen on duck farming, most of them they are dirty, going around. When I came, I was like, this ducks they look neat. There's a lot of work going into it in terms of cleaning the place.
Yeah.
The place.
Some people can keep their pen for a week without cleaning it. But I clean it every day, every morning, or we clean every morning.
Sure.
Every morning. If not the diseases.
No.
You know, one funny thing is that any disease I read about on ducks ends up on what? Dirtiness. Because initial for the introduction they will tell you there is no known disease for ducks.
For ducks, okay.
But if you leave them and say, oh, they don't die of disease, these poultry diseases don't normally affect them, so you just leave them. Then you start having all manner of funny results. They die by heart. And I've experienced that here, so I say, okay, then I will take care of them instead of just leaving them anyhow. I will take care of them.
Because you mentioning that they die more often than even poultry birds, then it's serious. Because poultry birds
that is if they leave them. If you leave them without taking care of them.
Like when they are that small.
When, especially up to this stage. You know, when they are young, they mess up a lot. The older ones you see over there, now they don't have much of a problem because they don't mess up as much as they say. Just like human beings, when you are old, you know how to take care of it.
Take yourself down if you are young.
But these ones, they mess, you don't clean it. They do all manner of things, you just be on their own. Then they start going all manner of diseases around. When we started last year, we will enter. When we started last year, this is the place. The other side here and then behind it is what we did. Yes. For this one is also coming out. It's being disturbed. Yes. So they lay and then sit on it here and then hatch as well. So you can see this one, they just started another batch of laying. I have about 8 mothers here. 2 of them are already sitting on eggs. And then, like I told you, they like hidden places for their laying. That's how come these places meant purposely for their laying. Yeah.
And they have to be in a quiet place.
Exactly. There is another one too in there. I don't know if you may want to try it because they want hidden places.
You have to say that once the place has to be quiet for them to
very quiet. Very
so
quiet.
meaning if you are starting, you're not supposed to be in a noisy area.
Not necessarily. When they are laying, the layers, when they are laying and then they'll be sitting on it for hatching. They don't like disturbance. I mean, so that will not give you any proper result, yes. So I don't play with this pen at all because this is where my proper strikers are.
Yeah. Once they'll be producing here.
Now if you see these ones, you could see that their plumage,
the red and
the red, is very reddish. Most of them, especially the miners. Which tells you that, like I told you, this one is already sitting on the egg.
The big one there.
The first one here. This is a male one.
Oh, okay.
So these are the wives.
Sure.
Here. And then all those ones, as their plumage is looking red, they will all start laying in less than a month.
So when it's red, does it signify something?
Yeah, the mothers in particular.
It means they are pregnant or they are laying?
More, yeah, they will be laying soon.
Oh, okay.
And then especially when they finish laying and then they start sitting on the egg, it becomes whitish. Yeah. So any mature female duck, if you don't know the differences, you should use that to notice it. Yeah, it's maturing. When we go there, you realize that most of them are not having that red. It means that they are not old.
So once they get old and they've caused or something, they are about to produce eggs, it becomes reddish.
Very reddish. Very reddish.
So this is the same kind of breed as the one you showed us?
Yeah, the same breed.
The same breed.
These ones are mature mothers. Most of them haven't laid before. Like I told you, I'm trying to take off the old, very old ones. because that also results in another losses for me.
When they are old, they don't produce that much.
They will produce, but as the chicks are growing or the ducklings are growing, then they start dying.
Oh.
Yes.
So that's how many, what age, or how many months?
For what I experienced last year, they were around 3 years.
Oh,
Around
yeah,
3
they've
years.
grown.
They've grown.
Yeah,
They've overgrown, just like poultry birds also.
Yeah.
So I have to dispose them, or I just allow them to continue laying, and they were laying even bigger eggs. So I said, okay, let me leave them. The ducklings were just dying. So I've disposed of most of them. Brought these ones who will start laying soon. Then I'll be doing another. I'll be adding more
From that side. Okay, so let's go to the other side. So we look at it. Yeah.
ready for the market.
Oh, so here is like the final stage.
That's it.
So the one here, how old are you?
The oldest one is a little less than 6 months.
6 months.
Yes.
So this is the proposal.
Yeah, this is a Catalan. The oldest one is 7 months. And if you want to select for instance, this focus and one outside. They are basic, so they are ready. Mothers and the father, whatever to do. You have to select a good food.
How do you select it?
Yes, you select the one that are very active. For instance, the main one, as it is here, those that are very active, they will try to dominate over the rest. They will say, especially for the female ones, they want to dominate over the female. And then they'll be fighting the rest of the male ones.
Those are the both males and female mixed together.
Yes, I have about more than 60, more than 60. So they are around 130.
Okay.
But I've seen the active ones already. And I've already selected those that are used for grading.
Okay. So how do you do that? How do you do the selection? How do you know?
I see them. I see those that are active. I see those that are fighting over the women. I see those that are up and doing.
Okay. So meaning definitely they are dull ones when you
Very
see,
dull, yes.
they will not really do much.
No. That's how I select them.
I think with human beings they are quiet ones. But times with the quiet ones they are dangerous.
Indeed. But for animals, you want the result instant.
Okay.
So if they are not active, moving up and down, and then you select it, it may not cross the way you want it. So I've already selected the male one that I want to, and then the female ones too. I've seen them. Those that are solid breeds. Now
So I see different types of breeds, different types of ducks.
Yes.
See the ones you showed us. These are like some of them.
Yes.
I see ones that are look different.
Yes.
What breeds are those?
The one with the greenish head in between the two there.
Yeah.
The one with the greenish head is called mallard.
Mallard.
Mallard, and that one is female. That's the male. The male mallard.
Male mallard. So the male breed, but that's the the
Mallard,
mallard.
yes.
Okay.
Then the one in the middle there, brown
The
one
brown
there,
one, yeah.
is also mallard, but that's the female.
Okay.
That's their nature. The white one following is khaki Campbell.
Cucumber.
Yes. No, that's Becky.
But how do you used to know the
Well, that's
if you are in the business,
if
so you
the business, you
understand.
should know the breed.
Okay.
And that is how their nature is. You can see that all those ones that I'm pointing at, they don't have the plumage on their eyes. So all those breeds, that's how they are. But it's only the mascot that normally has the plumage.
Yeah.
And the one you see there is very good. The one in the middle there.
Okay, the one with the red.
Yes, that one is very old. It's more than a year. And you can see that it's even going back.
Yeah.
The plumage is going in the
Going
neck.
back.
Yes.
But that's a male, right?
Yeah, that's a male. That's a male. So the one you see over there, the greenish tail with the brownish chest,
The one. Okay.
that one is a hybrid.
Hybrid. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So the male of the Muscovy crossed the mallard, the brown one, and then to produce that one. There are about 2 of them.
Okay.
And then the one with the white neck in the middle there too.
Yeah, this one.
Yes, it's also a hybrid from the same result. The same
Crossbreed.
crossbreeding. So normally when you leave them together like this, they cross and then you receive all manner of funny beats that you don't even know which to do.
By leaving them together like this, is it a situation where it causes a twin breeding?
And that is why I don't produce much of the. I don't leave this place for the breeding.
Okay.
Like I told you already, this place, this is the final stage,
Final.
then they dispose of them.
Oh, okay.
So I don't keep them here. These ones in about a month's time, most of them.
Oh,
Most of them. So I want to avoid the inbreeding. Now I'm also very careful about the inbreeding. If you look at the one here, that male over there.
the one with the white.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one with the white tail.
Yeah.
You could see that the back is somehow ash and white.
Yeah.
So I brought an ash color that from a male one from somewhere to cross this breed that I was having, which I didn't start with. So the ash colored one crossed, and then that's the result I had.
Oh.
And then I have some female ones too that are having the same ash, white, and black. So I'm going to use the ash, white, and black, the female ones of this one, and give to these very ones.
Okay.
So the breeding is crossed. It's not the same breed.
But I think those who buy, do they check the breeds?
Yeah, they check.
Oh, interesting.
Even the breed, some of them, for this one for instance, it's not less than 100, even though it's small compared to this one. So the breed, these ones that have a tastier meat. Their meat is tasty.
The brown one.
Yeah. The mallard. And then the hybrid ones also, they taste very nice. The meat tastes nicer than the muscle.
Oh.
But all in all, ducks in general, they taste nicer than
But I've not tasted that before. I've heard it's nice, but I'm not tasted that before.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe I try it out sometime.
Yeah.
But I've not tasted it before.
They are
So,
nicer.
in case you're watching us and you tasted duck meat before, please let us know how nice or how tasty they are.
Yeah. So there are other breeds like the this foreign breed, what's this? Very big one.
So can they grow much more bigger than this?
No, this is the size.
Like standard bigger size?
The standard, that's the size. The male ones will be that stage, and then the female ones are what you saw. There are a lot of dark breeds.
The egg too. Does it taste like a normal poultry bed egg?
It tastes nicer, it's tastier, and then it is higher in all aspects. It is heavier also. And then especially for those who do bakery, they get more result from this one because it is bigger in size also. And then in terms of cholesterol also, it's having more cholesterol level compared with chicken. So the result is always
That's fine. But I think that for the feeding to aside the normal feed we give them, the cassava
they
leaves.
do a lot of food. Cassava leaf, plantain, whatever. I left some plantain leaves, plant over there. And then they pass under of this and then sell it. That's how thunder place is very good. If you open them to go around, or if you can you see that we've tied this thing? This whole place was full of cassava. You couldn't even see through from but because they were destroying everything, that was providing shape. We have to tie it this way. Oh, this whole place.
To prevent them from eating.
Yes. So if you see how they are devouring it.
And they drink water a lot too.
A lot. They will dip their head into the water And that's how clean they are. Dip their water into their washing their nose, and then this water we just fetch it this month.
And then you come the cleaner.
Yeah. That's how they are. They take a lot of water.
Hey!
I think that we end the video here.
Is that
If you are watching us and you want to start your own duck farm, I believe you learned something from this video. Something that would be beneficial to you, something that you didn't know that now you know. Because I didn't know much about ducks. And I know there are more breeds, different breeds in the, they take, I think 30 days for the eggs to hatch.
Yeah, for these very breeds, 31 days.
31
If you
days.
take these foreign ones, like the mallard, the Camber, and then the turkey, they take around 20 weeks.
So now it's even less.
Yes.
So it's most 31 days, right? For the
Yeah,
eggs to.
for the eggs to hatch. And then for these ones, between 5 to 6, between 5 to 7 months. Some start laying around 5 months. They start laying. And then up to 7 months, most of them would have started laying. And they will hatch 31 days. So imagine if you want to start, let's say from next month, or even up to the end of this month. So you pick some birds from it. Latest by April, they start laying. And then by December, you just imagine how many birds you get.
Yeah. And they produce the eggs too are quite a lot. So if we start and they are producing a lot,
They
in no
produce
time
a
you
lot.
get a lot of ducks.
Especially when they produce the ducklings and then I take them from the mothers. For some of them, about 2 weeks later, they start laying again.
Wow.
So within 1 year, some of them can produce like 6 times. So assuming you are taking even 10 ducklings from each.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. A lot. Yes. Some of them can produce 5-6 times a year. Yes.
And in terms of like, let's say the price of, if you have to sell them, averagely how much do they go for?
Averagely, let's say for this one, none of them will go for less than 50. The big ones at this stage here, the male ones can 100 cents.
Okay.
The females, because they are always small, they are not that big. We go for around 50 cents, no more. They don't sell it for more than 50.
Because you have a lot, you're making a lot of money. The only important thing is you have to just get a bigger space to accommodate
The
them.
space,
For them to grow.
you have the strength to take care of it.
Because it involves a lot of work.
A lot of work. A lot of work.
Okay.
Because of them, I'm always occupied. I don't go anywhere. Unless, of course, I have any serious work. And the family will also take care of it.
They help out.
Yeah, take care of it.
That's fine. I like how neat your ducks are. Yeah, when I came and I saw them, I was surprised because they are very neat.
And you know about the geese.
Yeah, the geese. I mean, the geese are like different from ducks.
Yeah, they are different. But people say they are different from. And that one is even involves a lot of work. They will take like more than 2 years to start laying. So those ones normally they are fancy ducks.
Yeah,
These are the meat duck. We want to do business, not not entertainment. So
Okay. So yeah, we end the video here. I believe you've learned something as I was saying today. So
maybe I don't know whether you have been to my feed stock. Why I stopped? Feed which have gone down.
like feeding bot
Yeah.
for that side.
That's where we start. The feed. The rice bran mainly. The wheat bran is around here, so just go buy food. But we have to stock. Buy in large quantity because the rice bran is not from this area. Go to Asuchare or go to Bukobite. I have a friend there who works with. I have to buy a number of bags. The last time I bought 70 bags.
So how much does a bag go for?
Over there is 25 cities. That's the transportation should be around 31 cities. But the wheat bran is what is killing us. Last year, January, wheat bran was 22 cities. Cash is 45.
I don't know. Now things are quite expensive in this country. When I was in Italy, transportation fare, a whole lot. Things are being cheap. Things are getting out of hand. Maybe because of the Russia-Ukraine thing.
Oh, but even before
To some
that,
extent. Even before that, yeah, things were still there.
January.
I don't know. Things are getting out of hand. Things are getting out of hand. Yeah.
There are a lot of considerations that need to be taken before somebody decides to go into it. So these days I don't encourage people because if you enter and you are not able to do the work according to what you're supposed to do, then you don't get the result. Who are you going to blame? So I'm careful about advising to go into it. Yes, because the result depends on your input.
Definitely, if you don't put in much work, you expect to get significant returns from it. I mean, hard work is.
Exactly. The input matters a lot. That's efficiency. It depends on the input. Yeah.
So yeah, we end it here. Click on the button to subscribe. Put your notification on to get regular updates when I drop a new video. At least Robert have supported the video. I'll see you in the next one.